I don't even know what we even would see in the white girl, brothers. Hands down, the black woman is the most beautiful species on the face of the planet Earth. There ain't nothing on earth better than a black woman. I don't know what you see in no white girl. And you should take pride in being the queen of the planet Earth. You should take pride, black woman, in being the second self of God. You should take pride in being the mother of civilization. You should love yourself so much. You should have so much value if you learn this teaching. Once you learn that the mother is the first nurse, the mother is the first teacher, the mother is the first doctor. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan took it to another level. He said, mama is God in baby language. Once you learn, black woman, that you are the queen of the planet Earth, that you are the second self, not of man, but the second self of God, that you are the womb of man. That's why we call you woman. Once you learn that about yourself, your value should be so high, sisters, that you stop giving people discounts. See, if you really knew who you are, you wouldn't give no Negro no discount. See, if you really knew who you were, a black woman, you come on off that clearance rack and get back behind the glass where all the real valuable stuff is at. If you really knew your real value, black woman. If you really knew your value, then you wouldn't have to show your behind. You would have your mind on display. Sister said on Instagram, she said that I don't know what it is. I'm about tired of all these ends. Always trying to holler at me, trying to get at me, leaving me all these DMs. And I said, man, why is she complaining so much? So we start scrolling through it, and all I seen was twerk videos and booty shots. I said, well, sister, you know, low prices attract customers. Brother Supreme, I'm in trouble. Help me out. Security. Y'all all right? Y'all not mad at me, are you? Do you know that there was a pastor that told me a story of one of his members of his congregation, a very modest sister, very virtuous sister under normal circumstances. But this day, this sister took a trip with some of her friends to a place called Las Vegas. Have you ever heard the saying for Las Vegas? They call it sin. Then they say what goes on in stays in. So this day she decided to go out, and instead of dressing in the modest way that she normally would dress in the regular world at home, she decided to go ahead and you know strip down a little bit and get some different kind of clothes to wear. So as she was moving around through Las Vegas in skimpy clad clothes, she ran into a brother and they began having a conversation. And she said she had a conversation with the brother for a little bit over an hour, and it was going so well, she thought that he might be the one. Y'all got your seatbelts on, sisters? Y'all sure? Well, after about an hour of conversating, the brother made this statement to her. He says, so, how much is this gonna cost me? And the sister said, what? Who you think you talking to? I ain't no prostitute. She said, matter of fact, this is sexual harassment. Man, I'm gonna call, there's a police right over there. I'm calling the police on you. And the brother said, so how do you know he's a police? She said, because he got on a uniform. So the question is, what uniform was she wearing? Now, I'm not saying that there is in no shape, form, or fashion that a man has a right to disrespect a woman. I don't care what she's wearing. But I am saying that clothing is language. And what you wear is telling somebody all about you. And if you want to be seen as the queen, then you got to have the language of a queen with the outfit that you wear. No, don't you dare look down on these mighty MGT that want to cover their hair and lower the hem of their garment and wear loose clothing. Don't you dare. You got the nerve to look at the black woman that's in the nation following Farrakhan covered and say she looked like she's oppressed. And then you want to call yourself a free woman because you got your behind out. Well, the worst form of slavery was what was inflicted upon the black man and black woman in America. And when we were coming into slavery, they didn't show that you were free or a slave by being stripped down. Whenever you were stripped down, that's when you was on the auction block. So being stripped down is more of a mark of, y'all understand what I'm trying to say? No, sisters, everything of value always goes well covered. Always is well wrapped. You can't buy fine crystal and it doesn't come well wrapped. You can't get fine jewelry, diamonds or rubies, and it doesn't come well packaged. So it is when you look at this black woman, you are more valuable than gold, more valuable than diamonds, more valuable than rubies or crystals or any precious metal of the world. You are the most valuable object, therefore you should be well wrapped too. All praise are due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. Y'all still okay? So we got to get out of this man's name. Get out. Another ingredient that makes the brain up of the Caucasian that's inside of us is we've got to get out of the white man's kitchen. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said we have to get our mouths out of the white man's kitchen. We have to stop eating like a slave if we want to become a ruler. Did y'all hear me? In a book called Slavery, the Peculiar Institution, a white man by the name of Dr. John H. Wilson in 1859 has an essay called The Proper Feeding of a Negro. Listen to this white man's words. He says, pork and corn are the most valuable of all articles of the Negro diet. It will make them just as our livestock. In other words, feeding the black man swine will make the black man and woman into an animal. That's what this white man is saying. What's so crazy about us is that even though we might have watched Roots, you remember in the movie Roots, it was two things that Toby had the most resilience against. Number one was he wanted to be Kunta Kinte. He wasn't going to be Toby. They had to beat the man almost to death in order for him to accept the white man's name. Why? Because whenever you have a name, the prophet Solomon says that a good name is better than silver and gold. And that silver and gold is a medium of exchange. It's what we use to exchange in the world for something that we desire. So it is whenever your child has a name that they can live up to. When they have a name that means something, they can call on it and use it in the world as a medium of exchange to expect something out of themselves. So he said, no, I'm Kunta Kinte. And the last thing that they had on him was what? You're going to eat this swine flesh. Pig is public enemy number one.